Good evening. Um, Happy Easter, and let me welcome you to today's section. There are a couple of things I'll be doing, which I want you to pay attention. I want you to go over it, watch this video over and over for you to grasp what I'm going to teach here today. Very soon, I'll be planning to have a physical meeting or trainings with people around here. And after the training, once you get what we do correctly, I might be devoting uh, time for live sessions, maybe every day after the physical training, for us to really understand and to make the best out of trading. Maybe 30 minutes every day, just to do an update of where the trade is and what we are seeing, because you would need that. If it's 30 minutes every day and we do a live session, I hope I would, even if it's 15, 20 minutes live session, you will need it. That we do update. If it's once in a day or twice in a week, but I'm saying this because I know this thing is very profitable, and I know where I am. I know over the years, for me to have gotten to this level and this point that, I find it so rewarding. And I want you also to know as much as I do know, to help you. You don't invest money in the business that you don't know anything about. But once you know about it, you know how to actually invest and make a very good return. Trust me, you can make a very good return once you understand how this thing, works. Now, I'll be saying a whole lot of things which I want you to understand. We are going to look at two perspectives of what the trade is doing. We are going to look at if the trade is going to do A or is going to do B. And then we want to go with the high probability, because it's all about going with the high probability of what you think the trade is going to do. And even though when you are going with the high probability, you are not going as if you are blind. You are watching the structure. You are watching for a change. There are levels that when price gets to that level, you will know that the structure has changed. And how it has changed in the intermediate or in the immediate, you will know what trade is doing. Now, this is monthly time frame of Euro USD. I've limited myself to Euro USD, and I want to teach you, and I want you to know what I know as much as possible. So my videos are videos that you will need to watch, over and over to grasp the concept. Price will not do something that is strange or something that does not align with the structure. So it's a wave. We know what wave, which wave are we doing, what is going to happen in this wave, and what is the structure. So price will not do anything outside of structure and the wave. Now, this is Euro USD. It has been on the ascendancy, it has been an uptrend right from here, that you had a recovery, or a correction, to this level of about 90. And when this one also went up, we had saw another correction here. So all these ones are correction. So the correction here, if you see, this is the first move. The correction here, this correction is a cursor to this movement. And when you had this movement also, this correction also is a cursor to this movement. When we had this movement, this also has been a correction to, a cursor, to this movement. That is the way price behave. But overall, the price has been on the upper trend. So it's not as if price has been able to make lower lows on the higher time frame. So the price has been making higher highs, higher lows rather, on the higher time frame. So if you look at this low here, this one is higher, this one is higher, and this one is higher. So we are saying that probably the correction here is most likely, it's getting obvious that this correction is over, and now the price will be making higher highs. And price making higher highs now, because this is a lower high, higher highs, and higher highs. So we've had 1, 2, 3 higher highs and 1, 2, 3 lower lows. Probably very soon we'll be seeing the fourth higher highs, which will push the price more upwards. But now there are things that we need to see to look at the structure to tell us what exactly is happening. So if we are going to see that, and it's becoming apparent that that is what it's looking like, we're going to see all of that. We must know at what point that this thing has changed. This thing cannot give me this anymore. It's all about that. So I'm going to limit myself to this section that we know. I'm going to forget about this, because in terms of correction, as much as we had this correction, which is a cursor to this, or this is a cursor to this correction, this is a cursor, this moment is a cursor to this correction, and this moment also is a correction for this long line, correction. So we need to see, are we going to have an ABC, or are we going to have a 1, 2, 3, in the upper trend? So we're going to see all of that. Now we're going to focus here, focusing in that section. Let me now begin to zoom in for us to see. So we are focusing on this correction that started around 2008, April, which we talked about. Now, looking at this correction, we want to make use of what we know about RSI and how do we use RSI also on all the time frame to know there is a hand, or indeed it has agreed with the hand. And I will try to see if I can scale that to 1 hour time frame for you to know, because when you see that the wave has completed on the 1 minute time frame, you might be able to pick the low and join the next movement to the upside, and how to do that. Now, we said this is the first movement, and a return, an ABC of the second wave. And this is a regular flag in the middle of wave 2. And this is the first wave of 3. And this is a 3-2, which also did like an extended flat or a zigzag. You can see A, B, and a C to finish that. This is wave 1 of wave 2, of wave 3, in A, B, and a C of that 3, of the 2 of a 3, and we had a 3 of a 3, and the 4th of a 3 here. The fourth wave of a 3. Do you understand? Before we have with A, B, and a C to finish that move of the 5. And then we now had this move. And this move in itself is now the big 4. So which now looks like, okay, this is A, B, and the C of the big 4. And we have the 5th wave. So the 5th wave here, of that correction seems to have ended completely. You can call it a C. You can call it anything. But it seems that this thing has ended completely. And we are doing probably a new wave. And this new wave that is coming, we can say maybe it's an ABC, or it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in trying to understand how it runs, you must understand how this thing runs, how these waves runs, really. You must understand how it runs. This is the way it runs. We believe that this has completed a wave 1, or A. Now, when you are talking of a wave one of one, which will mean that a wave one of one will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of one and correct ABC of a two. To do a 3, to do a 4, to do a 5. When it has run one, you know, this one is going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 2 will do an ABC. Then you have a 3, which is longer, and going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also. To do a 4 and to do a 5. And when that finishes, and probably it would have broken this one, that would now be a wave 1 in the bigger cycle. And after having your wave 1 in the bigger cycle, then you now begin to see, or it's a wave A, because a wave A also can run like that, like a 5 wave in the bigger cycle, and it can be an A. Then you now have a bigger ABC correction that would now look like a 2, a bigger 2, just like these ones, but it's going to be like in a very impulsive manner, of course. The first move will be in an impulsive manner, and this correction will be like this, because this correction, you'll be seeing some funny things inside of it, and you won't know it's a correction of, in the bigger cycle, that's the way it is really, and it's going to be like that. When you had this also, you will not know that it's still 4 that you are doing. You think you take this one as, oh, you are doing an impulse, or you are doing whatever. So, but now we know that this is A, B, and a C. So when you're going to have this 1, an ABC of a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and that will be running a 5 wave like that will just be 1 of wave in the bigger cycle. Then you now do a big ABC pullback that will now work with what we know as wave 2, or a B of an ABC, depending. But what we do know that in an ABC correction, if A rises to this point and B comes down, and you join the low of B to the beginning of A, and you draw a trend line, and you clone it to the top of where 1 has gotten to, or A reached before B came, your C returning up will still going to be within that channel. That we know. But if it's an impulse, and it's an impulse that we think is an impulse, then it's going to break it above. That is the only time you will know that this is not a correction of ABC. But you are going to treat this wave that is going up as either an impulse or ABC. They are the same way. And 1 to 3 to 5 can be a 1 in the bigger cycle or an A in the bigger cycle. The ABC, the B of the bigger cycle ABC, is still the same thing as a 2 in the bigger cycle. But when that 2 is finished, or that C is completed, and you're going to see another wave, then we're not going to watch if it's going to break out of the channel in the bigger cycle before we say, okay, yes, now it's an impulse. And in the bigger cycle, then we cannot tell ourselves that, oh, now we are running wave 3. So we are going to see all that unfolding, but I need to give all that tips to us for us to know what to expect. But in the meantime, we are going to treat this as either as a wave A or 1 in the bigger cycle in the making, that is going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is going to break above to finish A in the bigger cycle, or to finish 1 in the bigger cycle. So now we are still in the elementary stages. Now, let me zoom out a bit. There's something I want to show us in using an RSI also to interpret. I've brought in an RSI. This is the height where this thing began to fall. Then we did a 1 here. And rightfully, you can see A of the RSI, the B of the RSI, and the C of the RSI almost at equal. Now, we now saw a 1 3-1 and a 3-2. And of course, the 3-3 should be the lowest on the RSI, which is here. This is 3-3, which is the lowest on the RSI. This is monthly cycle. So, and this is here, which is the 3-3, which is the lowest at that point. Then you can see a break on this far side. On the far right, a break out of that line tells you the price though had gone lower, but the RSI had pushed up. So, and that is clearly a divergence here. So you can see a 4. After the 3, we have see A, B, and C of the 4. And the 5th wave, rightfully so, we don't expect it to break below the 3. And that, as you know, is well in line, you know, on the bigger time frame. So we can technically say that wave 5 had finished here because that's a divergence. With on the RSI, it didn't reach the low of it. That is what you just need to watch for on all the time frame when you are thinking that, okay, are we in 5? Are we in 5? In 5, the price value will go lower or higher as the case may be. But, you know, in the terms of the real RSI, when you are selling, the RSI will, you know, will fall more lower for the 3rd wave, and it will be higher for the 5th wave. But if you are buying, the RSI will have more height if it's a buy on the 3rd wave, and it will be lower for the 5th wave if we are buying. And that is what they call a divergence. And that is what you watch for on all the time frame. Plus, you counting the wave, the internal wave, and we're going to see that. We're going to see that. So now that we know that it has confirmed also on the higher time frame, the RSI has explained that, yes, this is probably the last wave here, and we are seeing a new trend emerging. Now, going into the new trend now, just like I explained now, this new trend, this can be an A, which is going to run a small a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and ABC before we see another leg go up. If it's going to be a triad, that also will be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after that, it's going to be a big B, ABC to the downside, or we're going to pull out of that and break above it. So we're going to see all of that. We're going to see all of that. We'll still need to move and finish this one as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the last. So now, let me go inside of this wave on the weekly. Now, this wave on the weekly. Now, this wave on the weekly, we also know that this will be a 1 here, and a 2. A 2 had finished here. If you see inside of it, it will give you a triad of a correction of ABC. But now this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 1, and a 3, 2, and a 3, 3, and the 4th wave of the 3. Then we finish the 5th wave here, which is also in a divergence. Then we have the 4th wave here, and the 5th wave ended here. Now, in terms of looking at RSI at this peak, let's look at what RSI did for the 5th wave here and the 3rd wave, which ended here. So we are going to look at this point for RSI of the 3, the 4, and the 5th wave before we had this correction. So let's bring RSI. That's weekly. That's the weekly. Now, looking at the weekly candle, let me see if I can just enlarge it. Now, at this low here, which is the low of the 5th wave here, so you can see that these had been trending up gradually and had gained momentum up to this level. And at this point, this is the point of 3 here. So you can see that this is the point of the 3 here, and the 4 of 3 at this level, and this is the 5 of the 3. Sorry, this is the 4 of the 3 at this level, the 4, no, the 3 of the 3, and this is the 4 of the 3, and this is the 5. Where 5 is at this point. So in this case, we didn't see a divergence that we expect. I want you to understand what I'm trying to say here. Even on the weekly, this is the peak of the 3rd wave here, and before we have the 4th wave. This is the 4th wave here. So you can see this is the peak of all the moves, and this is the 3rd wave now. We now have the 5th wave is above it. So it is not an ending diagonal. It's not a divergence. There's no divergence, even though it's the 5th wave. And this has shown us, we call it a leading diagonal. The RSI has shown us that this thing has not finished. Otherwise, if this is 3 at the peak here, and this had fallen, we might say we're going to have a bigger correction. So this happens more or less in an impulse, in an impulse, where you see that the 5th wave, it's giving a leading diagonal, even though we saw this correction. So, you know, it's not an ending diagonal. If it's an ending diagonal, this would have probably pulled much lower. So it's a leading diagonal, and we had a correction ABC, and probably we're going to see more upside now. Let me take it out on the, now, before I go further, and I have told us that if this is the 5 wave, though we saw a leading diagonal, where the RSI here is even higher, a bit higher than what we saw for 3 at this level. It's higher. If it's an ending diagonal, of course, we're going to see a deeper pullback, which we didn't see. Now, even in this situation, we'll still say this correction could have gotten to what? The 50%, which it didn't get to 50% of the correction. It didn't pull to, and it's also telling us this is the characteristic of an impulsive wave, whereby there is not a deep correction. This thing could end up on the weekly as being a flat, any kind of a flat. It could end up being any kind of anything. So, in as much as we are being careful around this area, this also could be the beginning of wave 3. This movement is quite impulsive. That's what I'm saying. And it seems it has finished wave 1 in 5 waves here. And these had been probably look like an ABC correction of wave 2. This might be initial movement of a wave 3, and which we are seeing a wave 3-1 and a wave 3-2 on the higher time frame. And we're going to break out of here in wave 3-3 that is going to break out. But having said that, we are looking at those 2 scenarios. Which one is going to play? If this is A and this is going to go as B, let me bring out those drawings. I'm going to, okay, let me, okay. I'm still going to do something. We may see this as an A and this as potentially a B. If it breaks above this stop, it still does make it as a B. That's what I'm saying. But with what we are seeing here, this is quite a movement that is in support of an impulsive move. And this one can turn out to be a wave 3-1 and a 3-2 in the making, and we are going to break higher. And if it's going to be like that, we are going to see the internal structure. What is it giving us? Is this giving us as this is the end of a 2, where this one is a 1, and this is the end of a 2, and this is wave 3-1 and 3-2 in the making to break above. And if it's going to pull above, it's going to do more extension of 1.68. Once the extension goes above 1.618 here, then we know that then it is wave 3. But before that happens, before you know, price will have gone and far before you know, before you have an idea. And to quickly pick what is happening, that is what we want to understand now. If what we are saying here, it's a 3-1, a 3-2 situation, and a 3-3 that is going to break above. Let me go on the daily. This thing is very interesting. On the daily again, let's look at the RSI to see what RSI has given us. I've told you this is 1 and A, B, and a C of a 2. We have a 3-1, a 3-2. So the 3-2 also here is really shallow, and a 3-3 and a 3-4, and the ending diagonal of the 5th wave, a 3-4 here. Instead of a 3-1, a 3-2, a 3-3, the 4 of a 3, then we now start with 5. With 5, because we are finished with 4 of the 3 here. With 5 of the 3. That's what I'm saying now. So a 1 of 5, a 2 of 5, a 3 of 5, a 4 of 5, and a 5 of 5, which ended with 5 here. And we now saw with 4 here, A, B, and a C of wave 4, and now the last wave of wave 5 before we saw this correction. So in terms of RSI, let's see. In terms of RSI, at this height of a 3, so we can see that on the daily, it's actually showing to us that the height here is a bit higher. So it's some divergence here, which has proven to us on the daily that, yes, this actually is wave 5. But on the weekly, it's going to be retarded. It's going to be much slower because it seems that the momentum to the upside is much. But when you are doing a daily, that this one still agrees with wave 5 before we had this sharp turning to the downside of a wave 2. So this may have finished a wave 2, and what we are seeing here may just be beginning of a wave 3, a 3-1 and a 3-2. So we're going to see more of that. We're going to see more of that. Now, this may have finished the whole of a wave 2. And what I was saying is that either we'll see this as the end of a wave 2 or end of an ABC correction, which is maybe A and a B and a C correction that has ended here. And we now begin to look at these as potentially a wave 1 and a wave 2, where this is actually a wave 1 and a wave 2, and we are seeing a wave 3, and we are seeing a 3-1 here, which has broken above here, and a 3-2. We're going to see it much better. We're going to see it much better. Now, if I do this and I bring this, let me bring this. Let me bring this thing out now. So looking at this now, what I've been saying, let me try and just try and clean off. Let me try and clean off. Now, in our attempt to clean off, what I'm saying, because the low here, this is the low at this point. The height is here and the low is at this level. Okay, where we have the black. Where we have the black is the lowest. Now, this is actually the lowest, and this height is the highest where the price turned to the downside. And we felt like this was going to do an ABC correction to the downside, but that is not what it seems now. If I look at where we are seeing a reaction at the moment, let me take it off. This is the reaction at the moment. That's where we are seeing reaction at the moment. I'm cleaning off so that you can see. I'm still going to clean off. I want you to see as much as possible. I'm doing the clean off before I go inside. So I will bring all that back. Now, at that height, and if we say that this is A, if this is A, and we feel that this B here there's a B here. Oh God. Good. Good. So this is where I want us to pay attention. Let's pay attention. So the recovery here, because the correction going up is a cursor to this movement of the sellers, the bears. Now, the recovery here, this is 85. It has pierced 85. Because the price had pierced 85 and is almost at 90, it has pierced 85, tells me that zigzag it has disappeared. A zigzag correction for this as an A and a B and a C to the downside seems to have faded. And so we are saying that this may be a wave 1 to a 3-1 and a 3-2 in the making to break more higher. We know that the extent of the B correction now that we can get for a B to the upside can only be between here between a 123, which is where the price is, a red now, and a 161.8. So it means this is the extent that this can be still be a B. And if B should even react here to the downside, because we are going to pay attention to whatever is happening in between here, and we are going to be following the count of this wave here. So if we should get a reaction here, for instance, and the price is going to begin to break structure to the downside, then we know that we are going for a leg C of this correction as A, B, and a C. That this has finished ABC may not have ended. So, but we still need price to scale up, but these being a zigzag had disappeared. So we are seeing a potential. If it's a 90, it still can be a regular flat. If we had if we have reaction here, we can still get a 60 to the downside before we break further up. And that might not break low, or we can get an 100 to the downside. So we're going to look at levels that price will not break before you can say, okay, oh, we have finished this correction as an ABC, and that is 3 that we want to break out of wave 3. And if we get here, anything in between here that is more than 123, but less or lower than 161.8, we can still get an extension, an extended flat. In that case, though it has broken above the origin of A, and which A ended there, is going to break above the origin of A, and it's going to also break below the end of A to finish a C. And that may just shock the price to 50 correction, the 50 whatever correction that we expect, retracement that we've been expecting before we now have a rapid move of wave 3 to the upside. A rapid move of wave 3 or another one, just a B of that, if it's going to be an ABC, that if this is an A and it's not wave 1, and that a big B ABC is still going to do a flat. So we don't see the option of a zigzag anymore on the table for the daily correction. That's what we are saying. But we might still have it like a flat. Maybe a regular flat also is disappearing. It's almost getting to the limit of a regular flat. So once we get to 90, regular flat will be off the table. Then we'll only be seeing like a running flat or possibility or an extended flat possibility. But once we're able to cross and break above beyond here, then we know it is not that we're going to have an ABC correction, that the ABC correction has actually ended here. Now, seeing this as an ABC correction that is going to do a daily and break below here is a tough call. It is not what I want to consider. It is likely, because I must discuss all these possibilities with you so that you know how to look at price. So it is likely it could do that, but we'll need to see how price will be taking structure to the upside. But having said that, for now, this is still a bullish market that is going to break structure to the above. Now, so let's now consider, because that is what is going to be, if we need price to get to this point before we know the option of a regular flat, option of a running flat and a standard flat is eroded. That is what we want to see. But then it's better for us to treat this as a wave 3-1 and a 3-2, and that we are seeing the inside of a 3-3-1 and a 3-3-2. So let's look at that. Let's look at that. So we're going to go to the 4-hourly. Now we are seeing the 4-hourly. The 4-hourly structure now. This is the 4-hourly structure. This is the 4-hourly structure. This is the 4-hour structure. So of course, this is the beginning of this wave. Can I bring out the RSI again? Bringing out the RSI again. This happens to be the height of our 3 here at this level. And at this point, you know, it's well, we saw this one, you know, and the 4th correction and the 5th wave, which is still a divergence here, you know, a divergence here. And this is what we are getting now. So it's still not bad on the 4-hourly. On the 4-hourly. So, but let's focus more here. Let's focus more here. Now we know that actually Actually, there is a little thing. There is a shock here. There's a shock here. I think price is really at this level. Price is at that level. Let me enlarge to see that I'm correct. Yes, price is at this level. Price is at that level, just at that level, yeah, at this level. So price, that was the last height. Let me quickly go back to the daily to correct something. Let me go back to the daily to correct something. Yeah, I need to correct this. I need to correct this now. Just a little correction. So the origin of A and the end, if it's A here. So 123, it's a bit lower. You might get a reaction around here. So a B also, it's a bit, yeah. So it could end, once it's 1.8, it could end lower. But this is what you don't want to think now. Let's see how price still makes it to those level. I think 1.13500 level of the price, breaking above that is crucial for us to confirm that, yes, then we are going higher. This month, we are going to be very careful because price may do anything. These are the levels, but you knowing this, of course, you can understand how we are looking at price. But so far, what I see here is that this is wave one. That's wave one of three, because we said ABC of two had ended here at this level. So, and we're not saying that this is most likely, this should be a C. I'll try. This could be a C. This could be a C. And that is what it's looking like now. It's looking like the C has ended here. So, and it's looking like this is more of an A and a B. So A, B, and a C, which ended around this area. So, and of course, for this correction, this is like wave three of that movement to the downside. We now have an A, B, sorry, we have, okay, we have an A, B, and a C to finish that for this place. A, B, and a C to finish this before we now have wave three to the upside. So this looks like a wave 3-1. A wave 3-1, because this has finished wave 2. You can say this is wave 2 now. That's what we're saying. a wave 3-1. So this looks like a wave 3-1. This looks like a wave 3-1. And this being a wave 3-1, now make this one looks like a possible C, a possible B, an A, a B, and a C. That is what we are looking at, a C. Now, looking at this as a triad of a correction after a 3-1 to the upside and an A and a B and a C. Now, this now looks like a 3-2 that has ended. Now, this looks as if a 3-2 has ended at this level to finish a C. And having said that, if this is a 3-2 that has ended, if it's a 3-2 that has ended, and this is a 1 and a B and a C that has ended there, we're now beginning to see that this will be an internal structure of a 3 that is going to go higher. That is what we are saying now, that this thing should be seen going higher than what it is now. We might be seeing this one going higher. That's what we are saying. Now, let me go to where I've done the analysis so that we can see, and I can make this video to be as short as possible. Now, this is where the analysis has been completed. And this is what I showed you, that this is like an A, B, and a C, and a 1 of a 3, and a 2 of a 3 here. So you can use it 1 and a 2, which has finished there, this is the low of it, an A, B, and a C. Now, having said that, where we should not see price break now, because if this has finished a C of a 2 in the middle here for a 3-2, which is a 1 and a 2 of it, this should be going higher up. Let me go to 1 hour time frame so that you will see. Now, this is 1 hour time frame. This is 1 hour time frame. This is the 1 hour time frame. So this is A, B, and a C. And we are seeing price making higher highs, breaking above here as the first part of 3-1, because if this is 1, and this is just 2 in the blue, which is A, B, C, to finish this one in the blue. Now, if this movement is going to be a cursor to this one, price should not break below this. That is what we are saying. If price should take out this structure, price is not expected to erode into the vicinity of a 2, because that will not be a 2 anymore. A higher low is what we are seeing. This is a low, and this is like a double top, which can be your B, and this is a C. Now, this is a new move that has broken out of here, and this is seen as a 3-1. Now, The correction that we are seeing here is a cursor. This one is a cursor to this correction. So which means that this movement from here to here is what is going to guide this. So there are levels that this should not break for us to consider this as a 2 to this movement. If this one is 3-1, that is what we are saying. So let me bring out my drawing. So if this is 3-1, so if this is 3-1, so this one being a 3-1 means that price is not expected in an area here. So which means that where is price not expected? This has run like 5 waves to the upside. A wave 1 and a 2 and a 3, which finished itself here. A 2 here are done an ABC. Is an A and a B and a C to finish these 2. To finish that 2, a 1, an A of the 1, this is like the 4th and the 5th of a 1 to finish here. Then we now have an A, sorry, so we finish here, an A, B, and a C, and a 3, a 4, and a 5. So you can see that a 5 here, it's even a bit lower. So that is the 50 wave is truncated. And immediately after here, we see a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5. And if this is a 3, and this is exactly an example of what I was telling you. Let's look at RSI at this level. Because RSI must agree at that level. If this is a 3, we can see where it fell. So you can see that this is RSI, and this is a 4, and this is a 5. There is a small divergence here before we see this correction to the upside. Now, this move to the upside looks like an ABC movement to the upside. So we are going to look at that. We are going to look at that as a possible ABC to the upside. If this had finished 5, and we see the first leg, an A B blue, and a C, and we add this move. I predicted this move, and whatever correction is happening here, I was seeing that this is going to be like an A move, because if it's a cursor to this movement, so I can see this as an A move, and I'm seeing this as a B in the middle and a blue C. So this is where I expect us to have a reaction to finish a 3-2. If this is a 3-1 here, and I'm looking at a 3-2 here, which is an A, B, and a C. So I saw that, and what I did was that, okay, I expect a B to react at this level. And if I had a video that I did, you'll see that I said price should not get there unless it will invalidate that this one is not a B anymore, that the price is going to go up. Then we saw this reaction. So I was expecting that to happen. And now we are seeing this going to the downside. It has broken this low. You can see on Friday. So I still expect, if it's not going to be truncated, to come lower to this area before we take it out and break above as a 3-3, going up all the way to break above this level. That is what we are saying now. If I go to the 1 hour, let me go to 15 minutes time frame of what we are seeing. And when you are going to trade these, you're going to be very careful trading stuff like this. Now, this is where the 131 is, and we said we are seeing a 3-2 in the making, which is this is the A that ran in 5 wave. If I bring out the you can see here, this is 3 here. So you can see where 3 is, and the 3 is a bit lower in terms of RSI than 5, which is a bit up. Can you see? If you draw just a bit, you know, so this is a 5, it agrees as this is a 5. You know, at times that is how you will pick a low. When you've been counting your wave, you will know that from here. So I knew that price, when I saw this reaction, I knew that price is going to turn up, and gradually price was just going up, and did an A in the blue to finish B in the blue, and did a C in the blue here to complete this B. I saw this flat in the middle as an A in the red and a B in the red to finish a C in the red, which completes a B blue, because that triad, because this is a wave A and this is a wave B in the middle, which is A, B, C of the red to finish a B blue. And before we add this move to the upside. So this is a flat in the middle for a B blue, and this, it's a move, and it's more or less like a zigzag, yes, an extension, which is a 100 here and a 123 here, and the price reacted at this level. This one I even gave 5 pips. I'm in this wave, I'm riding this to the downside. I'm writing this, and I gave it just 5 pips stop loss. I said, if it's beyond 123, forget it. Then it's nothing more. It's going to continue to go up. So I gave it, and the price was just behaving funnily, but I knew that the correction here in the middle would have just finished an A, B, C, and price may turn up. You could have just finished an A, B, C here, and that would just be it, and price would just continue to go up. But if the price reacts at this level of 123, between 100 and 123, and is going and breaking structure again, then I know that they now want to finish the last leg of a C, which we are seeing gradually unfolding, because you can see this low of a B, price broke it by this week. So I know from what I can see here, if price is going to make a lower low. That's what I'm saying. Price is going to make a lower low. That's what I'm saying now. So, and you know, for price to make a lower low, let me quickly shift to 30 minutes. For price to make a lower low here, price making a lower low. So I want to see that the move here from this is where one started now to this point to finish an A at this level. It means that from this level, this is where that new wave of A started, and it ended around this area. So if you bring this to the origin of, or the end of a B, which is at this level now, this is where B is stored, B blue at that level, and you push it to the outside here. This is where, so this is where we expect the reaction. That this price, this is a potential place you want to actually begin to buy, to break above. But then you now need to focus on the internal structure of this wave to know if it's going to get truncated or not. But one of the things that we do again, let me switch to the 1 hour, because it's not just like you are looking for a possible 100 extension, because this is 100 extension. If it's going to give you 123 extension, then probably it will come in between here. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me go to 1 hour. All these things, apart from you trying to draw your extension and all of that, there are other things you do. If you want to pick, this new wave started from this upper blue. That's an A, and your A ended on this golden yellow. And it pushed back to B, which ended here on this upper blue here. We know that now. So our 100 is at the fringe of here, which is the blue box, and which coincide with this move. the 123 is at the low here. So we can understand that this is 100 and 123. I don't expect price to break below that for any reason. I don't expect price to break below that. If price should break below that, that means they need to make whatever is happening here more complex than it is. More complex than it is. But price is seen for now to be making a C, which is the last leg, before price will begin to break structure to the upside. Now, we see this as a 1, a 3-1, and we are seeing this as a 3-2, which is what we are looking at here. Now, in terms of a correction of a 2, let's see. From the purple here, which is the beginning of that 3-1, up to the where it ended, which is at the deep blue there. That's a deep blue. The correction that we expect a 61.8, which is here. And it's a bit above here. So if they can truncate whatever is coming and truncate it here. So if they truncate it here, it won't get here. You'll think it doesn't still agree. It's going to agree with whatever is going to happen here at the end of it to this one as a cursor of this correction. It might not now reach your 100% that you expect from here. It could actually, so you should be watching whatever is going to happen at this level and not just wait, oh, it's going to be an 100 extension to this point. But if they now decide to make it a 123 and extend further the price, it will get to 76. So we can see that price, this is a potential level from outside here to this low. This can be, it can pull up from 61.8. You need to watch price here. This is 50 already. Price had broken 50 here. But we need to see what is going to happen here. You begin to count your wave. Price may make it in between here and bounce up. But if price still want to do a shocker to shock many, this is the limit price should come to. In terms of a shocker of this extension of A, B, and a C. But then, what are the levels that you now begin to think that, yes, something else had changed? Price should not pull beyond 85.4. If price should break into the middle of this area, it means that price had broken daily structure. Price had broken a daily structure. If price should break below here, price had broken a daily structure. And what it now portends is that price is going to make a correction to the upside and continue to go down as a daily C that I talked about, which is going to go further down as a daily C on the red that I first talked about, which will now be the first thing that is not likely I talked about. But what we should see now is we want to see how price will bounce off here and begin to go up, which is the most likely. Because dollar is weak now, even on the DXY, dollar is weak at the moment. So I'm selling at the moment, and I have some soldiers around here to buy. Even though they are waiting, I'm still counting structure to see if anything is going to change in terms of the entry that I've given here, because the entry can change. So that is why, if you don't know the middle of the correction, you should see people telling you, oh yeah, go and wait. This is where you should buy. This is where you should sell. This is stop loss. This is take profit. You don't know what you are doing. That's the thing. You don't know what you think. Price will not change structure in the middle. It can change structure in the middle, and you know, you forge any straight. You forge. Okay, I want to show something that from here now, this is the low of the price so far. We expect a reaction between 24 pips to 45 pips or thereabouts. So within 20 to 45 pips, we expect to see a reaction, you know, to the upside. That's what we are saying. And if price now begins to now breaks and take structure to the upside, then we now see that, oh, now price is taking structure. The example of structure taking is this. Even when I started selling this at that spot, even when I started selling this as that, I was counting this structure. The first thing I saw was this looks like a 1 and a 2 situation of the 1 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 to finish up this wave 1 here. So I saw that this wave 1 had finished here. And what I was seeing in the middle here is more of a flat correction, which is a consolidation of flat to finish 2. And I saw this as the end of the 2, the upper limit of 2. So I was, okay, if price should take out this structure here, then price is going to go up. Then it's not what I'm thinking anymore. So, but what do we see? Price bounce off and took this structure to the downside and broke 1 to the downside. So breaking 1 to the downside means we are seeing a 3 in that regard to the downside. So a 3 reaction to the downside would just mean a 3 and a correction of A, B, C of that 3 that we are seeing a correction. So we are not going to see price breaking more structure to the downside to break this. Now, this is a structure. And if anybody is a good student, after this structure, the structure that you don't want to see price breaking actually is this one. What are you going to wait for? What are you waiting for? If price begins to take this one to the upside, then it is not what you think. For now, price does not have business here until we get a buy setup. Price does not have any business here. It's low, it's a small peak, but price does not. And I put this one there, looking at structure on that time frame, that the price is going to go down and it's going to take this. Yeah, we saw a reaction, a sharp reaction to the upside, which is A, B, C. And after this C, I said price, I don't expect price here. I don't even expect price here at this anymore for now. I don't expect price here, except if price wants to now make a complex correction and make this A, B, C as an A. In that case, if it's A, B, C as an A, and this one is going to go down also as a B, a big blue in this time frame, a B, I want to see how price is going to break structure and do a C back to the upside. And in that case, after this finishes, and I will see the extent of what the price cannot do to the upside and say, this is the limit of structure that it cannot break to the upside until it's finished itself down. That's how to look at it. But in the meantime, this has not finished for me. Now, what I will be interested in, as I see price, if I see this triad ABC on 15 minutes time frame as, let's say, a big A in this regard, okay? Let me say a big A. I'm teaching you so many things. And if I now see this as a big A, if price is going to do more funny things, and I see this coming down as a big B to make it a bit more complex, and that I'm going to now still get, if that is what price wants to do, okay, and still get a one more shot to the upside before price gets to that area, a big C. If it's going to happen that way, you look at possibility. What correction? This is a cursor, you know. We have not finished a 3, talk less of doing a 5 for now. So I still see that a 3 here in the red, which is 1 and 2 has completed themselves now. This is 2 here at this level. This is 1. So we are seeing 3 in the making, and this is a 3-1, which is good, as broken structure, has broken this structure rightfully, is a 3-1, has broken this structure of A, good. That one it's confirmed. Now we are seeing a 3-2, and how far this 3-2 can go. Have they finished an ABC of that 3-2 to finish the 3-2, or they're still going to make it ABC of A and a B and a C? We're going to see that before price breaks down on the 15 minutes time frame. So this is 15 minutes time frame correction that we are seeing. And once the price begins to take the low of here, you can say that's the 3. We're going to see how 3 is going to form complete 3, 3-4 in the middle before we see a 5. And the 5 can be truncated, but we're going to watch that area. That is what I can see for now. Now, what I'm teaching here, the limit that I see this thing breaking, okay? Now, I'm pushing this. I'm going to turn this. In fact, it's falling where the purple is. So it's good for me. This is 161.8, 1618. Let me make it blue and let me break it like this, like a dash. So once price goes below this broken line, if price should go below that broken line, it's telling me that this cannot be a B anymore. That means this is a 3 coming down, and it's not a 3-2. That means they are finished it. So finish 2, this is the lower point that it can be a 3-2 again. So once it get here, this cannot be a B and still right up. So if it's going to be a B at 161.8 here, then and it's going to be an extension to the upside, then this is what we will now get. In terms of an extension, because if it's going to work like that, so this can only be a 123 to the upside. And a 123 to the upside to finish a C will be at this level. If price wants to do that, it can only be at that level. So in that case, if it's going to play like that, if it wants to play like that, I still don't expect it to break 2 here. I still don't expect it to break 2 here. It may break here if price should react, at this level to the upside and begins to give us an impulse in 5 waves to the upside to finish a C. But once the price breaks below here, again, then it's not a B anymore. A, B, C had done that, and a 3-1. So the decision for me is in between here and here now. I'm teaching you so many things on how to see in 15. So within that 44 pips, that's where we need to see what price is going to do. If price breaks above here, then price has finished its movement and is going up. But if price continues to go down, that means it wants to finish this. I still need this one. It's not complete yet. This move is not complete yet, except it's truncated. Even if I look at 15 minutes time frame, I can't see a divergence yet. Of course, yes, this is like a 3. Can you see? This is like a 3, which is good for a 3. And what is coming here? Let's see how it's still going to form. I still don't believe that a 3 is completed. We need to see a 3, a 3-3, and a 3-4, and a 3-5 before we see a 4 and a 5. So we are still going to see that. We're still going to see that. Still going to see that. But if it's going to get truncated, we are watching both the RSI and those points below. And we're watching those points also below, these points. So we're watching this point also below here. That's how to look at it. So, but once price begins to take structure up again and breaks above, in fact, you will know, right? When structure is completely formed below here, and price begin to take them above again, you know that has finished and price is going to go up. It's easy to know. I've talked so much, and let me just end there. If you have any question for me, please drop it on my channels. I will attend to it. Bye.